Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, April 10th, 2019. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brains. Now, if it seems like this is the second time you've seen me today, it's because it is. Earlier today, we brought you the live announcement of the first ever image of a black hole. Now, in the lead up to this event, we saw many different press articles, but not press releases, that looked forward to the release of an image of Sag A star, the supermassive black hole in the heart of our own Milky Way galaxy. Now, the thing is, the actual press releases, when I went back and looked at them that announced today's press conference, they simply said the first image of a black hole. And it turns out the black hole we got was not Sag A star. This black hole right here, people, this is M87's supermassive black hole. M87 is a not too far away giant galaxy. It's active, it has radio jets coming out of it, and it has a black hole in its center that posed nice and pretty for an image. This particular image was made by combining data from a myriad of ground-based radio telescopes. The research itself also combined images that were taken with space-based telescopes working in non-radio wavelengths. So far, we have received 14 press releases on this discovery, which exactly matches theory. There is no new science. There is confirmation we had the science right all along. Now, while some may say, oh, that's boring, it actually is kind of nice to have confirmation that we've been doing these things right all along, and that when we generate what we think the light-bending powers of a supermassive black hole should do to the light from surrounding materials, it turns out that when we model that stuff, we get it right. We understand the science, people. That's what this tells us. It tells us we understand the science. Now, if you're looking at this and going, okay, it looks kind of like a rather terrifying clown smile, which is how I saw one person define this, what you're actually seeing is that dark hole in the center. That is the shadow created by the supermassive black hole, preventing light from behind it coming through. That ring of light you see, that is the gravitationally lensed light coming from behind the object, getting, smeared around to our side. This is, as I said, exactly what theory predicted. Now, as for the image that everyone was kind of hoping for, of our own galaxy's supermassive black hole, I don't know when we're going to get that. The very first question of the press conference was, so you also imaged Sag A star? Can we have that too? And there was no definitive deadline, announcement, date, anything indicating when we might see that image. So stay tuned. I, for one, am glad we have the science right. I am deeply satisfied by this image. I'm not overjoyed or excited because I kind of wanted Sag A star, so I'm dealing with false expectations on my part. But we got it right. They got it right. And that's kind of awesome. In other news, the metal asteroid Psyche, shown here in a artist's rendering. The actual Psyche does not look, I don't even know how to describe this. This is a cut through artist's illustration of if you took the asteroid Psyche, cut it in half in the early solar system when its molten center was still a iron metal goo. what it might have looked like. Now, the reason that this illustration got made is scientists modeling our early solar system had this realization that metal asteroids like Psyche, they cooled from the outside in. And as that outer crust tried to contract, it cracked. And out through those cracks, well, there would have been molten metal volcanoes. This is one of those things that when you see a scientist announce this, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why didn't we think of this before? And then it's also sort of like, wow, that's weird and awesome, and someone needs to write a science fiction story about this. Think about it. All the metal meteorites all the metal meteors, asteroids out there, cooled from the outside in, developed a really hot outer shell, and periodically basically vomited liquid metal into space. That's kind of awesome and horrifying all at once. So I present. Please make a science fiction story of this. Early asteroids had molten metal cores that volcanically spit up through their surfaces. And when we go visit Psyche in the next few years with a spacecraft, we will get high-resolution images to confirm this theoretical idea and see what crazy geology may have been left behind as a result. Now, we do see the relics of cryovolcanism on the much larger Ceres asteroid, which is made of a wildly mixed conflagration of materials, including a whole lot of ice. We haven't seen something like this ever before up close, and it's kind of awesome. Okay, so our next piece of news isn't so much a piece of news as we should all step back and watch this. A few months ago, the Weather Channel premiered its new augmented reality capabilities with a amazing video of what exactly storm surge is and why it is that you need to be concerned about storm surge and get in from the outside when a Category 5 hurricane is headed your way. Well, the Weather Channel has done it again, this time allowing us to get a better understanding of exactly what climate change will mean for our world. So here we go. Let's share this together. And I'm just going to fuss for a moment to make sure we all hear it together and we only hear it once. One more thing I need to click. Sorry. Still learning how to do elegant transitions.
Take a look around. It's the year 2100. And a warming planet has forever changed American cities. Here in Charleston, streets are permanently flooded, rendering parts of the city uninhabitable. Climate predictions from decades ago have come to fruition, and unfortunately, humans ignored the warnings. Warnings that are visible now. Look at Norfolk, Virginia, where today in 2019, climate change is already having real consequences. Just a steady onshore breeze and a high tide can lead to flooded roads and homes. It's even led to extensive delays in Navy ship repairs. Over the past 100 years, seas here have risen around 1.5 feet, partly because of what's happening thousands of miles away, where the warning signs are the largest, the Arctic, the fastest warming area on Earth. Changes here are drastic, undeniable, and all too real. This Greenland glacier is known as Jakobshavn. It's actually grown a bit in the past 2 years, but the long-term trend tells a different story. Take a look at this same glacier going back about 150 years ago. What you're watching is over 25 miles of ice, piles thousands of feet high. Scientists have been studying this glacier for decades, and whoa, that was a lot of ice that was there in 1851 that is no longer there today. You can clearly see the difference. And glaciers like this aren't unique. They're disappearing all over the world. It's happening now. Temperatures are rising. Ice is melting. Sea levels are accelerating upward, and it's going to get worse within our lifetime.
So that's the kind of video that I look at, and it makes me worry for our future. So if you have people in your life thinking, wow, climate change, no big deal. We just need to plant things slightly different times. And yeah, the birds are going to move around. And sure, it might be bad for some polar bears and seals and walruses who decide to jump off cliffs. That is a thing, people. Show them this video. I don't really know what else to say other than kudos to the Weather Channel for using the best technology out there today to try and communicate the change that our planet is currently experiencing. So, yeah. Okay, on to more cheerful things. The upcoming event slide that I've been showing all week has been slowly changing in nature, and I have been able to drop off the list the Event Horizon Telescope image and add onto it the Beresheet landing. So later today, weather willing and all systems nominal, we will be watching the launch of a Falcon Heavy to take a Saudi Arabian satellite up to geosynchronous orbit. This will be the second ever launch of this large, Falcon Heavy. And we are looking forward to seeing this work and usher in a new era of giant spacecraft lifting off from all the places that SpaceX launches out of. And this will be its first commercial launch. Last time it launched, it simply carried a Tesla into an orbit that would intersect with Mars orbit, which is kind of awesome, but not as awesome as actually getting a job done, in this case, launching a communication satellite. Looking forward to tomorrow, we have the Beresheet spacecraft developed by SpaceIL. It is on its way to winning the no longer actually taking place Google Lunar X Prize by becoming the first private organization to land a spacecraft on the moon. We've all been watching community member and dear friend Yov Landsman tweet out what is happening, and we are so looking forward to watching them actually have their dreams come true. So we will bring that to you, YouTube willing. It may not be in English. Their orbital maneuver was largely in Hebrew. We were lucky enough last time to have Elad here, Ambius, as he's known on Twitch and in Discord. We were lucky enough to have him doing live real-time translation. He will be attending the event in person, however, so we don't know if we will have him here to do any translation, but we will do the best we can to share that landing experience with all of you. So that is it for today. But you know, the image of a supermassive black hole, that's a pretty good way to start your day. So thank you all for being with us. I will now take your questions live right here on twitch.tv. While you type them in, and please remember to use @CosmoQuestX, I'm going to remind you that all our videos are archived over on YouTube. Please take a moment, if you can, to subscribe to us on YouTube. It really helps us out. Now, YouTube's going to try and trick you. There are 2 different YouTube channels associated with CosmoQuest. One, which has only 1 video, so you know you are in the wrong place, is tied to our email address. The other one is tied, well, to our social media presence, and it's the one that has all the videos. So go subscribe to the one that has all the videos in it. And you can always catch us later in the day if you miss us live. Now, we are a collaboration. You will see here on the channel me, you will see Binary Ablaze, Annie Wilson, and we are brought to you by the Planetary Science Institute, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. This means that your donations are tax deductible where the law allows, and we are here thanks to you. We are sponsored by you. Thank you to everyone who has donated bits, Patreon, subscriptions. All of it helps out. And let me bring up Dog Cam so that I can say thank you with cuteness, because sometimes that's the best any of us have to offer. So I'm going to now throw super stinky dog treats at the doggos. Blah. These smell terrible, but the dogs love them. These are Bark Box treats. I need to go get a new box of Cheerios. Doggos adore them. They smell so nasty, which is probably why the dogs love them. So thank you, all of you that are able to support us. And those of you who are just here hanging out, you are always here to hang out. And we love knowing that you're going to be there. So give us a follow. They're free. Find out when we go live doing all the amazing things we do. And just come hang out and let's share science together and get nerdy on Twitch. Okay, so let's see what questions you have. There will be bingo tonight. Launch bingo with Annie, Binary Ablaze. Okay, scrolling back to see what all we have. Hello, Mike Cassidy, who said hello twice for our second stream of the day. We were live with Sleepy Doggos. We still continue to have Sleepy Doggos. It is a Sleepy Doggo kind of day. So Henny's Vorverp is asking, do we see metal volcanoes on asteroids or remnants? We haven't got high enough resolution images yet to be able to say if there are geological features that tell us there were metal volcanoes in the past. Upcoming spacecraft will help us figure this out. Disillusioned is asking, when is the Falcon launch? It is currently scheduled to lift off at 6:35 p.m. Boston, 3:35 p.m. LA, that is 11:35 London. SpaceX typically starts their streams about 30 minutes ahead of launch, and Annie is here and can probably tell you when she'll be going live with the stream. Doss's stream showed them making the Falcon Heavy upright. Yes, there are some amazing videos out there of the SpaceX even getting assembled. Okay, let's see what else we have out there. I am going to actually take a moment and find the Falcon Heavy assembly video because it is worth watching. This is not on YouTube anywhere that I could find, which is why I didn't include it in a slide. The place that I'm going to look at it is the SpaceX website. Working on trying to get everything to line up. There. And we're going to watch an ad. Yes, they can show me notifications. Video will resume in 14.
Heads down, constantly searching for the next big thing.
Okay, that's still the ad, still the ad, still the ad, still the ad.
Complex. Look up.
Here we go. So here is the video. It has no sound of them assembling the Falcon Heavy. What I particularly love is there's just the Falcon 9 that has been reused hanging out off to the side, looking small. The Falcon Heavy makes the Falcon 9 look small. And there it goes. Getting loaded up to be stood up later. Okay, and now it's repeating. Let me see if I can find the video of them standing this up. How big would an asteroid have to be molten inside? Well, they're all solid by now, and they all started as liquid. So the real question is, how large do they have to be to have enough pressure build up inside that you'd end up with volcanoes instead of simply cracks? The way to think of this is, if you watch a cherry pie cool, you'll watch its surface crack as the surface cools and the inside is still hot. This also can happen with different breads that are heating in the oven. It's the same process. The steam builds up inside your pastries, and the heat of the molten metal builds up inside the asteroids. It's science all the way down. And I'm still looking for the standing up video of the Falcon Heavy. This is a YouTube video. Okay, 1 second.
This is an ad for
I will
project
share it.
management tool called Monday.com.
Ow, loudness. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and add this to our slide deck. So Google Slides are absolutely amazing for stuff like this if you haven't tried them, because they let you very easily add in and resize videos for sharing on things like Twitch. Here we go. So this was from January 4th. So this is a prior Falcon Heavy getting stood up. It's still freaking awesome. I love how they slow down as they get close to the top so that they don't overbalance the rocket. And there she is. And that is kind of awesome. So be prepared to come back later today and see a Falcon Heavy launch. All right. That is it for today for now. I am going to look for the button. This is the awkward part of the episode where I look for the button to begin rolling the credits, and I look for somebody to raid. And there was a noise. Thank you for the sub. Dogs get stinky treats. Whoa, I missed. That did not work as well as planned. I now have stinky dog treat dust all over my desk. It smells really bad. I love all of you. I do love all of you. Okay, wow, that smelled so bad. So bad. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Eddie will totally help, and I may just lift. I'm currently moving my keyboard and my mouse aside, and I'm just going to lift Stella up on the desk. Come here, Stella. You aren't Stella. You're in for a treat because I made a mess. Hold on. Hey, Stella. Tiny dog. Come here. Where you go? Come here. I got you. Why? Why? I'm trying to pick you up. Come on. Okay. She is now licking up my desk. All right, we have Happy Dog. Sometimes you just give in and do what's necessary to let the dog clean up the mess you make. Thank you. You guys are awesome for all that you do to support us. And my dog is going to clean up the dog treats I managed to get all over my desk. Eddie still has plenty of treats down on the floor. It was a lot of dust, binary ablaze. It was truly a disaster in the making. The doggo does not know the password. The doggo is fine. All right. So, I am going to just answer your questions while the dog cleans my desk, because really this is the kind of thing that is so deeply amusing we can all share it. Thank you so much, Svenska Data, who the dog knocked over the camera. One moment. You're fine. You're fine. You are fine. I know. Stella, stay where you are. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. I know. Hold on, baby girl. Hold on. Okay, Fluff. All right. Just sit. I'm now going to clean up the disaster that is the awkward ending of this episode. And hi, you're so confused. You're so very confused. I'm going to roll the credits. I love all of you. Thank you so much for the donation that startled the dog and led to the camera getting knocked off my desk. This has been the kind of joy and happiness that I did not expect to randomly be incorporated in my day. I don't know who I'm going to raid yet, but I'm going to start the credits rolling. And you're seeing just how my green screen ends right now. So, let's see if I can get this to work. Come on. There we go. Wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. And remember to go outside and look up. Bye-bye.